What's up? We back with the Walking Up Sync podcast, where they be walking up sync. I'm your host, Still Cat. This is the Walking Up Sync podcast. Uh, Need all the help I can get. Cash App, PayPal. They sync me out of jobs because they be walking up sync. I heard people yelling outside my apartment a minute ago. They was walking up sync. My neighbor keeps coughing synced. A door just slammed in the hallway synced. Like 2 seconds ago, a door slammed in the hallway. You could probably hear it. It was walking up sync. My neighbor has been coughing a bunch of times, synced. He's like coughing, synced a bunch of times when I was eating, and then like just with whatever I'm doing, he's coughing, synced a bunch of times over and over. For the last couple hours or some shit. There's these banging sounds outside. It seems synced with these cars that are definitely synced. Maybe what I'm saying. So I need all the help I can get. I got no money, and they be walking up sync. Keep me from getting jobs, and sync me out of jobs, and they be walking up sync. If they wasn't walking up sync, I'd probably have a job, and I wouldn't need to come on here begging for money. But they be walking up sync. So support the Walking Up Sync podcast. We're gonna see if this one gets cut. Cause so far all the ones in my apartment don't get cut on all of my YouTube channels. If I do a live stream inside of my apartment, it doesn't get cut. If I do a live stream outside, it might get cut. Perhaps, but might not. But so far, none of the ones inside have got cut. So we're going to see if this one gets cut. And it's the Walking Up Sync podcast. Do you hear the engine sounds? It's synced. These people walking by are synced, and a bunch of cars are synced. And they're walking up sync. So yeah, it's a Friday night. There's going to be more people yelling out there, I'm sure. And they're going to be walking up sync. Because every Friday and Saturday night, there's people yelling outside my apartment, walking up sync. And like laughing and whatever, and just be like, woo! They're just talking really loudly at a synced up moment. It's like a bunch of drunk people come out talking really loudly. And sometimes it's like they're yelling shit up at me. But like usually I can't even hear what they're saying though, but it'll sound like they're yelling shit up at me sometimes. Sometimes I can't hear what they're saying. And it'll sound like it's a subliminal thing that they're yelling at me. But like, they be walking up sync. I saw a guy come out to a dumpster, and he's a guy that I always see synced, but I don't know what he's synced with, but he probably synced with these cars driving by or something. I see a bunch of cars that are synced, and I see someone riding out on a bicycle. A child on a bicycle. Is the child on the bicycle sinking? He's gonna ride by me right now. I don't know. I don't know if he was sinking or not. But they be out there. Why was he? Oh, the child on the bicycle is going back the other way now. Is he gonna sink this time? There's another child with a bicycle. They look like they synced with each other when he rode out again. Like, I don't know. There's a car driving by me, and I think he's syncing with the child on the bicycle and a bunch of other cars on the street. There's more cars on the street that are WALKNUPSYNC. See, my neighbor's been coughing a bunch of times. People walk by in the hallway. There hasn't been a lot of walking in the hallway today compared to most days, I guess, but they still be doing it, WALKNUPSYNC. So I heard the coughing again right when I walked through the doorway. So we're gonna go on live on here for a little while, see if this video gets cut. It's the WALKNUPSYNC podcast. We got one person in here that just came in here right when I walked up to my window. I hope they're not syncing it. But anyway, whoever's in here watching it, this is the WALKNUPSYNC podcast. Don't sync. Oh, they left. They're not watching anymore. But people will always be coming in and out of the live stream at synced up moments and shit like that. So I don't know if they was WALKNUPSYNC, but it was right when I walked up to my window though, so just saying. And people like leave comments synced and stuff. Like when my phone was, like when my old phone was broken and I couldn't go live on here because you can't hear me. So I would just go live on here to say need help, anything helps, because I got $0. You know, I would just go live on here just to like reach out in the universe to see if anyone can help me. But like people would be coming in and out of live stream synced up though. Like I'll just be sitting there watching the screen and people will be people like come in the live stream as there's an engine sound outside and shit like that. Like over and over, people will be coming in and out of the live stream synced up. And it happens all the time when I'm live. You probably can't hear that engine sound outside right now. I don't know. Oh, it seems like he's WALKNUPSYNC. And I think the birds are chirping synced too. I don't know. They chirping synced. There's gonna be a lot of loud engine sounds and people yelling out there tonight, I'm sure, because it's Friday night. So it's typical Friday and Saturday rituals is the WALKNUPSYNC. Yelling and the motorcycle engines and the truck engines. You're like, yeah, it's Friday. People riding their motorcycles around. It's nice weather outside. Like, yeah, I know, but they're doing it sync though. There's always be WALKNUPSYNC. Like this loud truck you hear right now, he's probably syncing on me. I think he is. I don't really know yet. Oh, it's a motorcycle. I don't know if he was syncing on me, I guess. Or no, it's this other engine sound that I'm hearing. It wasn't that motorcycle that I saw, it's a different motorcycle. I don't know. But a bird just flew in my window, synced up with a bicycle, and then the kid on the bicycle was riding out again too. There's another bicycle guy way in the background, and then I think there was like somebody walking out behind the bicycle guy at the same time that he rode out. Or like on another bicycle or something. Like something was behind him when he came out. It was walking up sync. So it's like, the weather's nice and they're riding their bicycles because it's nice weather and it's Friday. It's like, yeah, dude, but they're doing it sync though. All the bicycles that I see are syncing. All the motorcycles. Well, except that one a minute ago. I don't know about that motorcycle, but 99% of the motorcycles that I've seen since 2022 are all synced. Every time. What's up? Now there's a guy on a scooter that's syncing with a white car right now. Electric scooter. Like a Razor scooter. Might have been a child on a scooter. I don't know if it was a child or adult. They're really far away. Now I'm seeing a bunch of people riding out on bikes that are synced with cars right now, like a family of people on bikes. It was synced with the cars. This is the biker gang. I saw a bunch of cars synced after that too, and I still see a bunch of cars synced right now, and I see birds that look questionable. Oh, does this car got a dim headlight? I see a dim headlighter, or a one headlighter maybe. And he's syncing with a bird flying over him, and a bunch of other cars look synced. WALKNUPSYNC. Hi. Hey, what's up, guys? They left, though. They came in and said hi, and then they left. So now I'm talking, so now whatever. It's a WALKNUPSYNC podcast. Just out here talking to myself on the WALKNUPSYNC podcast. Maybe even no one is watching this in the future right now because this part of the video got cut and I won't know it until I upload the video, but we out here. It's a WALKNUPSYNC podcast, just talking to myself. And when I walk up to my window this time, I see a one tail light whitey and a cop that were synced. A one tail light white SUV and a pigmobile. They were synced. WALKNUPSYNC. That siren video I put up today, I think it was the only siren of today that I remember. I think there's only been that one siren today. Maybe like one other one, if I'm forgetting it. But the last few days, though, before today, it's been a lot of sirens. I didn't record any of them, but it's been a lot of sirens lately. But yeah, I think today was only that one so far. It's only 8:26 p.m., so There might be 5 sirens within 1 hour in a minute or some shit. Like, there might be back-to-back sirens in a minute. You never know. I see black cars and I hear engine sound that sounds very synced with them. Is it a synchro cycle? Am I gonna see him in a second, or am I just gonna hear him? They be walking up synced out there, man. Walking up sync. Why do they always be constantly walking up sync? Why would you always constantly be walking up sync? I'll never understand. There's this car that stopped at the intersection to let people pass it, and then when it starts driving again, I'm hearing an engine sound that I think is another car. Has to be. They just be walking up sync. And I see a constant stream of syncmobiles syncing with each other in chain reactions the entire time looking out my window. Constant. Alright, there's a break right now. Now there's nothing for 2 seconds, and then a silver truck drives out, synced with another one driving by me. They couldn't even wait a second and a half. And that truck that drove by me has like a 555 on it, I think. And then he's syncing with black cars when he gets to the other side of the parking lot. The silver truck. WALKNUPSYNC. So yeah, hit the Cash App, the PayPal for the WALKNUPSYNC podcast so I can get a podcast studio, and mostly I just need food and water right now, but send me enough, I can get the podcast studio. Can make more episodes of the WALKNUPSYNC. Did you hear the birds chirping? I think they were syncing, flying by, chirping. I see syncmobiles. I see red and blue and white syncmobiles right now. Doing the red and blue syncs, synced with the whiteys. The red, white, and blue syncs. Now what color are they gonna do? Black and silver? There's no cars right now. Is it about to be black and silver cars or something? I thought these birds were gonna fly over my head. There's a black and silver car syncing with each other right now. It's like so predictable in a way. It's like completely unpredictable in a way, because you never know, like, is a unicycle gonna ride out synced with a rabbit? You just never know exactly what it's gonna be, but like they're just constantly doing red and blue and then black and silver and then red and blue and then black and silver and then red and blue and then black and silver all day, every day. So I'm like, here comes the black and silver, right? And the next 2 cars I see are black and silver, perfectly synced to each other. And I'm like, yup. And it was a bunch of red and blue cars before that, like a bunch of them. And whiteys with them. A bunch of them. There's a red semi. Is there going to be a red car right now? Or a blue one? Or did he sync with the red one when he drove out and I missed it? I don't know. Here comes a bicycle guy. Is he gonna sync? I see whiteys that look synced with each other. I hear a car honking and an engine sound. Do you hear the engine sound? I heard a car honking and then that motorcycle started taking off at the same time. I just heard him though, I didn't see him, but I heard both of those things at the same time as each other. And a door just slammed, synced with cars outside. Car door slammed or a trunk or something. So is the car gonna drive out synced in a second? There's birds flying over the intersection synced with cars syncing through it. They're gonna fly over my head? Did it? I don't know. Maybe WALKNUPSYNC though. I see a bunch of cars that are WALKNUPSYNC. So you get the idea. They're WALKNUPSYNC. And this is the WALKNUPSYNC podcast, where we talk about them constantly WALKNUPSYNC. Got infinite content that I can make, where I can just talk about them constantly WALKNUPSYNC. But I don't want to talk about them all day though. But I could. All day, every day. So I got like half a bottle of water right now. Hit the Cash App with the PayPal. So I can stay hydrated for the WALKNUPSYNC podcast. Otherwise, my throat gets dry and I can't talk for the WALKNUPSYNC podcast. There's people getting out of a car outside and like unloading it, whatever. They're probably doing it synced. This car wasn't out here when I walked away from my window, and it's out here now when I walk back, and they're probably syncing. They syncing? Is it Abraham syncing? Is that Abraham? Is that Abrapig syncing? That was a scary engine. That was really loud. That was loud as fuck. Sounds like he's syncing when I talk, doesn't it? These people are still unloading this car, and then I think there's birds flying over the car when they close the last door of it. They're unloading a bunch of shit out of like the back seat of the car and stuff. So now they went in the building, and I don't know. I still don't know if they're synced, but I think they're syncing with the birds and shit. Probably with the engine sounds. And the door on the building closed right as a cop drove through the intersection. And then there's a kid coming out on a scooter, right? There's two kids coming out on scooters right after that. And then the two kids on the scooters look like they're syncing with these cars on the street. Bunch of cars driving out in a burst of sync. And the cars are syncing with other cars on the streets. And then there's a car starting in the parking lot that looks synced with the cars on the streets. WALKNUPSYNC. The street lights are turning on for the night as a car drives into the parking lot and is syncing with another car as it's driving in front of the intersection. It's a silver car, and there's black cars driving through the intersection as it drives in front of it, and then it parked in front of the intersection, and then when they get out of the car, there's going to be more black cars driving through it or something. Something WALKNUPSYNC's going to happen when they get out of the car. I just know it. There's white cars syncing with each other. There's a bird flying over syncing. There's more lights turning on synced. Like on the side of this building, these lights turned on synced. They're sitting in the silver car in the parking lot with its lights on. They haven't gotten out of it yet. There's a bunch of silver cars syncing with them as they get out of it and open the door, and a dog walks out of it. He's walking out with the dog. Now he's walking his dog across the parking lot, and then the other people are coming back out of the building to the car that was unloading. Or no, it's different people. Never mind. It's different people, and one of them's got a red shirt, and they look like they're syncing with cars as they walk out. And then another light turned on the building. Was that one synced, maybe? Alright, now they're walking across the parking lot. One of them's got a red shirt, like I said. The other one is walking with one hand in his pocket. There's an engine sound as this red car locks. The one that got out of it synced a minute ago. There's a bunch of other cars synced on the street. The people are still walking across the parking lot. The guy still has one hand in his pocket, I think. Because that's completely natural. I don't know if they walked out of sight synced, but that's completely natural to walk all the way across the parking lot with one hand in your pocket, right? Like when you walk outside and you walk across the parking lot, you do that with one hand in your pocket, right? And you're not holding anything else in your other hand. You're not holding a cigarette. I hear engine sounds outside. Do you hear them as I close my blinds? They be WALKNUPSYNC out there on the weekends. It's crazy. They be WALKNUPSYNC. But you don't got a cigarette or your cell phone or a cup in your other hand. You're just walking all the way across the parking lot or all the way up a street with one hand in your pocket. Who does that? I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever walked all the way up a street or all the way across the parking lot with one hand in my pocket. Like maybe with two hands in my pockets, maybe with one hand in each pocket, but not one hand in one pocket. Who does that? I heard a door slam right when I walk up. Is it this car that has the trunk open out here? It's probably that one. There's people coming out of the building. There's a bunch of synced up looking cars. There's people walking up, getting into a red car as a red car drives behind it. Or like unlocking it as a red car drives behind it, and then they're just standing by it now. Okay, now they're getting in it. Looks like they did it synced with this whitey, and then there's an engine sound that seems synced. Damn, they're overdose sync tonight. We're WALKNUPSYNC. And then there's a kid on a bike and a kid on a scooter, and they both got a red shirt, and they went up the one way and they're going back the other way now, and I don't know. I think they're synced. I don't know. Anyway, the red car is taking off now, and he's gonna sync with this other red car right now. They got in, it synced with the red. Was the tire screeching synced? They got in, it synced with the red car, and then they like turned it in. Hold on, they're syncing with a blue car now, and the door on the building is opening at the same time, and then she's scratching her head as she drives by me in the red car, and then there's a bunch of other sync mobiles on the street, and then there's two blue ones that are probably syncing with the red one driving by me, and there's a guy walking that is the one that walked out of the building synced, and he's about to sync. He's opening a car door, and it looks synced. He's getting in it. I think it's another red car, and there's probably about to be a bunch of red and blue cars magically. There's a silver car coming in the parking lot. Is he synced? He looks like he's sinking as he drives across it. And then when he gets to the other side, the red car is taking off as a red truck drives behind it. And there's also a red car that started in a driveway is probably syncing with the other reds. He's syncing with the other reds right now. He's backing up out of the driveway. He's syncing with the other reds. And another red. WALKNUPSYNC. Oh, and then there's a blue car syncing with him driving forward. And then is there another blue car behind the blue car, I think? Damn, they be WALKNUPSYNC. And then he's synced with a black car, I think. The red car. And then the kid on the scooter is coming out with the red shirt again. It seems like it's WALKNUPSYNC. A child on a scooter with a red shirt. So that's the WALKNUPSYNC podcast. I don't know how much of this video is going to be uploaded when I upload it, but so far none of the ones inside of my apartment have cut. So it's probably going to be the full episode of the WALKNUPSYNC podcast again, but if not, I'm just sitting here talking to myself. There's 0 people in here. It's the WALKNUPSYNC podcast. If you like the podcast, support, hit the Cash App or PayPal, share the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and don't sync. Vote for Hellcat 2028. And don't be WALKNUPSYNC like these people I'm about to see that are around the corner. They're gonna jump out, win. There's a guy walking by me with a red shirt and a camel hat, and he's walking out as all these cars are driving out on the street at the same time as him. There it is. WALKNUPSYNC. How long was that? Like 3 seconds? They waited 3 seconds after I walked up to the window? Or like 4 seconds or 5 seconds? There's a child on a bicycle with a red shirt that rolled out popping a wheelie, and he looked like he was sinking it when he rode by. There's more people walking. They got a child with a red shirt. I hope they don't sink. Oh, it's the child with the scooter with the red shirt that I was seeing before. They're walking in front of the intersection, and the door on the building is okay. There's a car driving through the intersection. Yep, I think they're walking in front of the intersection. It syncs with cars driving through it, and the door on the building is opening at the same time. And then that guy is walking across the parking lot, staring at his cell phone now, the guy that came out of the building. And then, like, I think cars drove out synced when he walked by the other people, and then as he walks up to his truck, there's another truck coming up and parking next to me as he gets into his whitey truck. And then he started it, and then he's gonna back it up synced in a second. And the truck that pulled up and parked next to me is the guy with the red shirt and camo hat guy. And then this light on this building just turned on synced. And then the guy got out of his truck, and then he got back into it and closed the door, and the street lights turned on again right when he closed his door. I don't know when they turned off, but they like turned off and then back on right away. Probably they do that sometimes. They've been doing that lately. Synced every time. Do you hear the engine sounds? It's right as this guy is parking next to me again, and then the door on the building is opening at the same time, and then there's a car in a driveway backing up that's probably at the same time. And then the door on the building closes synced with a whitey, and then it's the one from the car that before that was unloading. They're walking out to it, getting into it, and it looks synced with cars on the street. And it's parked in front of the white truck that's still sitting there, and they're probably about to sync with each other, right? No, the white truck's still sitting there when the car takes off, but it took off synced with another whitey though. Then there's another car starting that seems synced with that car leaving the parking lot, and then there's an engine sound at the exact same time as that. Oh, here goes the whitey truck. I think he shifted into gear when this guy walked behind his truck. I didn't see the guy at first. He's backing it up as that engine sound farts. Right at that moment is when the whitey truck starts to back up. He stops backing up as a whitey is driving through the intersection behind his truck. He's driving forward, and he's gonna drive by me now. He looks like he's syncing with another whitey as he turns the truck around. He's syncing with another car, and the door on the building opening right now. And then he's gonna drive by me. He's syncing with that other car again as he drives by me and 2 other cars on the streets. WALKNUPSYNC. Can I catch breath now? Damn. They're gonna make me pass out with all the WALKNUPSYNC. So hit the Cash App, the PayPal. I'm deprived of oxygen and money because they be WALKNUPSYNC. And I get on here on the WALKNUPSYNC podcast, talk about them, and then I can't catch breath because there's so much WALKNUPSYNC. And I got half a bottle of water because they sync me out of jobs because they're WALKNUPSYNC. So hit the Cash App, the PayPal, support the podcast, share the video, and don't be WALKNUPSYNC. I've been on here 40 minutes. We're going to see if the video got cut. I don't see anything since I walked up to my window except these lights in the distance that I don't know if they were already on or what. Somebody just walked out and it was synced with cars driving out. 2 silver ones. And then she's pointing synced. And then she's walking away. And walking up sync.